Well, hello. Good afternoon to all you wonderful people here today in cryptocurrency land. I hope you guys are out there crushing it today, and I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, guys. Today, December you guys know it, it's 12/12, guys. This is the date, the magical number. Everybody told you to buy Bitcoin before this date because you know why? We're going to 9K. That's what everybody was saying. That's not necessarily what I was saying. So let's get into what actually I have been saying, and we'll move forward with that. Again, sorry, we're starting off a little late today, guys. I had to go to my daughter had a Christmas play this morning. She played Candy the narrator. It was quite fantastic, honestly. She did a really good job. You know what? I'm surprised because I've been to kids' plays and they're normally like fairly wretched affairs, honestly, like just being realistic, guys. This one was actually quite nice. There was some good enthusiasm among the actors and actresses, so they did pretty good for elementary school. Children, man. Let's see here. Moving on. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Some quick updates, guys. Quick updates, of course, as well. Oh, yeah. Hey, make sure that it's early in the show, of course, guys, but we got to do it. Otherwise, Scott will pour boiling acid on me, actually. It's written in our contractual obligation as business partners. So make sure that if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be here live every day. So as we watch us crack cryptocurrency, guys. If you are a returning viewer, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. We highly appreciate it, guys. Smash that like 2018 style. Website continues to be updated, continues to look nice, beautiful, wonderful, and awesome. Head on over there, guys, crackingcryptocurrency.com. Give us your thoughts, your opinions, your sarcastic remarks, your potential death threats. As always, leave them in the comment section down below or email them to us. Always looking for ways to improve on this as well. Anything you guys could think would make this nice and spruced up. But Scott's been doing a pretty fantastic job at getting this up to date and running, guys. Quick update on the trading group, guys. I'll scroll up here a little bit. Week 2 updates right now, currently up 60.97%. Closing out, let's see, recently closing out another Bcash Z18 long yesterday, which was a scalp. Posted that on the 8th, actually didn't actuate until the 11th. So actually, let me make a quick adjustment to that right there. Yeah, I posted that call on the 8th. Actually, it was just a nice little 5x scalp targeting the lows of VPSV. Closed out on one potential XBT long that we did, and however, we are still in profits on our other XBT long and our long-term position long as well. So 3 different calls we had put out for the XBT long. Raiden, Aragon, EOS, nothing's really changed there as well. Need to actually update this because we did close out we do have a little bit here for TRX and XRP as well. So kind of running a little bit behind, guys, but that's just an update on how the Kraken Cryptocurrency Trading Group is doing pretty swimmingly. Again, just another update. Me and Scott will be speaking to the Milwaukee chapter of the American Association of Individual Investors on January the 19th at around 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll be doing about an hour-long presentation on blockchain technology and how individuals can invest in cryptocurrency and use mining as a passive income source. So if you guys want to come check that out, they still have tickets available, so you guys can come see us talk in Wisconsin if you're in the Midwest area. All right, let's start off by just doing a little bit of TA on PA, guys. So Bitcoin last night came down and tested our current support area, where we also have stops at 32.90 here, looking at the Bitstamp chart. Bulls defending this area quite nicely, guys. Just an ATR 1x multiplied, so average true range, which is the average implied, which is not implied volatility, excuse me, which is the average volatility of the current market. I simply used an ATR of this previous consolidation order block to generate this this support level right here. We still have our current load zone right here on the 4-hour chart from 32.57 to 32.54. That's your low end load zone, which is also acting as your topping support zone. Another support zone at 31.90. Again, that's your 2x multiplier, and 30.40, an area where you want to be managing risk on any of these long positions as well. Going down below that, again, still support at 39. 39, 38, 20, or excuse me, 29, 38, 2900. I've just gotten a little bit more specific with where I've put these as volume continues to develop, and as I generally just look more at this, honestly, and do a further analysis. So what do we see here? So let's point out the potential negatives first. The potential negatives obviously is in this overwhelmingly bearish trend and bearish market. We could actually see on the 4-hour chart a potential head and shoulders form here. We won't have any confirmation of that until we actually form a top here and get rejection. Right now, Bitcoin going along quite nicely, but on, I wouldn't say extremely low volume, but not a massively impressive volume here. Just looking at spot price, guys. So we'll just see how this continues to develop. Obviously, everybody's nice and excited, and we've been kind of calling for this for a while. Obviously, we've been in a long position as well, with a little bit of drawdown, taking profits a little bit on the way for that measured move for the inverted head and shoulders that we saw in the lower time frames up to 36.20, and taking a little bit at 35.50, 3500 as well. I will be honest, though, as far as the XBT USD position, I know compared to the other calls that we made, since everybody is all eyes on XBT, people tend to get a little emotional about their particular trade position. And I know that some of the members in the members group have been getting a little whipsawed. So we've been doing our best to make it up to them with successful calls and other outlets. But overall, if they are following the strategy and sticking to the plan, they should be doing quite well. Let's see here. So, I mean, nothing really a whole lot to talk about here, guys. Obviously, we are looking at, we've broken above our previous rejection order block, which was nice to see. The most likely thing, we could have seen really two things here, guys. When we have a nice move down, we do see a perfected 9 count to the downside on the TD sequential. We did get an immediate reaction from that and a bounce back up back into this ascending channel pattern that we do have right here. Now, is this a potential long-term bull flag that is going to take us down to 2900, 2850? Potentially. I know that's what a lot of people are talking about. We won't have any confirmation of that until we actually get a confirmed really rejection from this area, and really a rejection from these areas right here, testing our yearly lows. That probably would be a fairly negative sign. I would probably expect capitulation. I would not actually expect these support levels to hold up, and we'd probably move lower into this amorphous area that I have been charting out for a while, 2938 to 2120. With 2850 being a fairly key area there of importance there on Bitstamp. But we'll go to the higher time frames to look at that. So we'll just see how far we can go here. We do have our next area of resistance is going to be around 3483, 3500. That's where we had a little bit brief period of consolidation. So that would be our next order block that we'd be looking to overcome. So let's actually switch on our volume profile so we can actually dial that in just a little bit for you guys. Come on here, guys. Oh, okay, excellent, fantastic. And we'll go down to the lower time frames to do that as well. Do you have an issue trading view? Shall I refresh the page? I shall refresh the page. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. And we'll hide that, and we'll hide that, and we'll make sure that's on, and we'll hide that as well. Okay, fantastic. And let's go down to our lower time frame so we can see a little bit more clearly what we're going to be looking for here, and turn logarithmic off as well. All right, so yeah, as you can see here a little bit more clearly, we did break above our previous resistance block with a brief stab down to retest the low of it as well, sweep the lows, which makes sense. Before continuing upwards, we would be expecting to see the exact same thing right here. We do have a little bit of a double top resistance here on the 30-minute chart from an area we could expect as well. So we do break above a previous. I mean, it's very simple, guys. You just look for where are you likely to expect and suffer rejection. Well, it's areas where people were interested in trading in the market. So I'm guessing, especially if we turn on VPSV. Okay, no, we've broken above the point of control on the session 2 days ago, and obviously the session yesterday, which was the consolidation accumulation area. And now I would expect a pullback and a retest of, again, what we're seeing right now, the upper value area of the total volume profile and the point of control on our current day's session, as well as the session 2 days ago, which was distribution. Fairly congruent to this point of control area right here of highly traded volume. So if price is able to come down, test the upper area of the value area, the next area we would be looking to target would be up here at 35.28, about that 3480 to 35.20 area that I was talking about earlier on the 4-hour time frame. So we'll just see what happens then. And then our next area of supreme resistance to overcome before we can start talking about our more upward targets of 3,800, 3,900, potentially 4,000 is our long-term rejection area that we broke down after forming this bearish consolidation pattern right here. So things looking positive for right now, but we'll just wait and see how this plays out, guys. Just be cautious, guys. Just be cautious. Don't chase the top. Don't chase that high. You know, the optimum area to enter obviously was down here, so just wait. You can wait for the pattern to play out and look for an entry either to the upside or the downside. So going over here to XBT as well, we see the exact same thing. Nothing has changed in my position. My position still absolutely remains the same, guys. Just for a brief recap, you can see here, I've cleaned this up just a little bit just by making things smaller so you can see a little bit better. But again, my first fill was at 3,500, 3,300. I got a partial fill, believe it or not, at 3,200. And then we took profits at 3,550, 3,620. I know some, again, we put out the signal that individuals could enter at 3,380 the other day, yesterday. And they are doing fairly well. They suffered a little bit of drawdown, and one of the things that somebody had brought up in the chat, in the private chat last night, was this potential head and shoulders pattern forming on the 30-minute chart. Projection for that would have been a stab back down to 3,250, which would make sense, a sweep of this low right here around this area. That didn't actually play out, and you would have got confirmation of that, as we said, as soon as we actually started closing candles above the right shoulder of that potential head and shoulders. So when you're looking at patterns like that, guys, you always want to be careful. You can enter early, but this would have not been a bad play. I mean, I don't short anybody who looked at this pattern and tried to play it, especially when you're right here in the market and you're looking to short. Again, I don't like to bottom short. You never want to short the bottom of any market, guys. You always want to wait for a higher potential entry, an area where you're likely to be entering into resistance. So like right here, this is obviously a good area to be entering into a short, targeting somewhere around here, and you would be in nice profits right now. Now, whether this is going to be a scalp or actually a long-term play for you remains to be seen. This still looks potentially quite nice to me, especially looking coming down and retesting the upper area of this value area. That is a very likely area to hold as well. Now, if we start closing down below this, then I would expect actually that the only scenarios left are if we get a sweep of this potential low, but that's more not likely. The reason why is because we already had a little bit of consolidation in this area before sweeping the low and continuing up higher.
It's over 9,000!
Hey, Jay Kors, man, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Highly appreciated. Thanks for joining the Kraken Cryptocurrency family, bro. So if we actually do break down from this area, more than likely we're going to retest our next value area, which would be right here, which would be fairly negative for me. And I'd probably be looking at actually at that point, actuating these areas right here, like 3,250 or 3,200. So that is the downside potential. So for right now, as long as things remain kind of where they are, I'll be okay. I could be okay with moving a little bit further down. But once we start closing below here, below like 3,390, 3,392, 3,380 particularly, I start to become a little bit more negative about that. Now we do have this descending trend line on the lower time frames that we did break above and close, which is quite nice as well. So things will just remain to be seen. And as you can see, we do have that. If we go back over to spot price, we can see, if we go to the 4-hour chart, We do have that ascending channel that we are now trading in. So this would posit a return back up to this area if this channel pattern plays out, unless we get rejection here from around the 50% line, which would make sense. I know a lot of other traders trade that way. I don't put a lot of stock into chart patterns, honestly, because I've seen them resolve so many which ways that it's fairly non-congruent, man. So yeah, so overall, looking at current resistance around 3480, 3520. If we can close above this area, then I start to feel fairly confident. The next area that we're likely to come into resistance is this current bearish order block right here that we did break down from. If we can get above that, then things start to look fairly positive, and we can start looking at upside targets. This is most likely not going to act as strong resistance. More than likely, the next area, if we do break above this area, around 36. So if we can get above 3,600, I feel fairly confident that we're actually going to probably run up to around $4,000, honestly. That's the way the chart looks right now. So yeah, things look pretty positive, guys. Things look pretty positive. Now, we did have the short-term XBT signal that we had put out yesterday was an entry around 3380, targets at 3440, 3520. So we did actually close out one position. They should now have their stops at a break even down here at 3380. So they're in nice profits on that at 5x leverage, 9.1%. So looking for that next move up. So 3380. 3380 to 5520 would be the next little baby target right there. So about 20% profits if we can actually pop that next target. So looking forward to that. And we'll see where the bearish pressure comes in. We do have nice bullish volume here. This is not really weak sauce volume, especially on the 30-minute chart. Now, when we go to the higher time frames, you're right. It's not anything to get over your skis about. So we'll just be real cautious at this point in time. Again, never chase the top, guys. You do have this tweezer top. This tweezer top potential reversal candlestick pattern right here. So we'll just be cautious, guys. Again, this value area needs to hold if we're going to remain the bullish optimism here and look for our upward targets of around, again, as we've been saying, 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, 3,900, 4,000. And if we start closing like 4, 3, 2-hour candles back in this consolidation area, things start to become less positive. At the worst case scenario, that's going to be definitely at least a sweep of this low around 3280, which at that point in time will be well out of the trade at that point and just looking for a potential re-entry around that point. But let's see here. But if this value area is able to hold up, then things start to look positive to the upside. So we'll just see how this develops, whether this is going to be a shooting star candle or whether this is going to be a hanging man candle that actually actuates to the upside. So checking in with Ethereum as well. Ethereum chart, boom, as well here, looking at Bitfinex. All right, so we've got a little bit of bullish volume right here, but Ethereum's movement's highly unimpressive, honestly. We do have this descending channel that we had charted out, and we're just kind of creeping along the bottom of it. And when we creep along the bottom, very close to our yearly low here on Ethereum, it makes me feel not very positive. The fact that Ethereum Bitcoin is actually going to rise up. I think the ratio of Ethereum Bitcoin is actually going to devalue, and that's why, as I was saying yesterday, I think something like an ETH Z18 hedge on a long position on XBT is a fantastic way to hedge your position. For those of you who aren't trading options, which I'm not because I'm not on Deribit. So let's take a look at ETH USD and see how it's following actually. We do have a little bit more bullish momentum actually here from ETH USD. So ETH USD still stubbornly staying in this order block area as we've been talking about for a while. Nothing really exciting here to see until we're able to get above $100 really. 101.70 as I have it charted out as resistance right here based on historical data. Really nothing exciting to see. Again, I think ETH USD value will probably rise as BTC USD value rises. Naturally, everything's going to follow BTC at this point in time. But then we start running into our resistances around $108, $110. Really, that's our massive order block that we've got to overcome, which I have charted out right here, around $108, $110. So if we're able to get above $100, great, probably running up to 110, and then we'll just see what happens there, guys. But nothing super fantastic to get over our skis about. Again, nothing's really changed here as well. I think this order block probably will break to the downside, and if we close below $77, if we start closing daily or even higher, or excuse me, daily, or I'd say 12 6-hour candles below 7,700, then we're going to $52. The next area of consolidation would be $52 to $41. I don't really see anything holding us back from there because it's no man's land as far as volume goes. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP BTC still kind of like stubbornly staying in this order block area right here, getting a lot of downwards resistance. So I am actually expecting XRP BTC to break this support line and continue down to potentially test the top of this channel area. But the next likely area of support, if this channel breaks, which I am actually expecting it to do. AKA Cheater, man. Welcome to the Kraken Cryptocurrency community, man. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. No cheating to be had here, though, man. Only straight, honest technical analysis. Again, breaking down below this level, I'm not actually expecting this trend line to hold. I think that if we do break down from this area, which is looking more likely, the more I look at this, the more we just see price action play out. We're probably definitely headed back to at least test this high right here, to test these lows. Sweep this low right here, which is also our consolidation area right here, which was our previous accumulation. So nothing super fancy or fantastic there. Let's look at XRP USD. XRP USD, again, like nothing super amazing here to talk about. Stubbornly staying in this current order block that we're trying to posit out. We have a little bit of consolidation. I think this will mostly resolve to the downside. Again, we have yet to test this consolidation and support area that's below us. Again, 26 to 28 cents, 27 cents, splitting the baby in between that. I talked about this for a while. If XRP USD did break this low at 32 cents, then we were most likely going down to 27. I don't see anything that changed my mind on that as well. Still getting a lot of resistance here from the highs right here and not able to break above that. So not excited to talk about XRP USD until we can close above 32 cents and then we'll really talk. But honestly, there's nothing, excuse me, back that up. There's really nothing here to talk about unless we can actually close above 37 cents because that's our previous bearish order block that we did break down from. So just supply and demand zone resistances, guys. Nothing really to talk about. Now, if we are able to close above 37 cents, then potentially looking to jump up to 43 cents and retest that low as well. So that's going to be a nice little 20% move. But nothing here that's making me feel extremely bullish about XRP USD. But just keep in mind that if BTC does rise, which I kind of expect it to do, at least in the short term right now, then XRP USD is definitely going to hasten its descent back down to 27 cents. Let's go take a look at some data metrics, guys. Let's check in with vchealth.io and look at the historical market depth of BTC right now. All right, so historical market depth actually is looking kind of bearish. We did flip bear about, let's see, so 307. So about 3 hours ago, we did actually flip bear. So if you go back and look at the charts here on BTC, interesting, more interest in selling than buying starting about 3 hours ago. So we got when's this candle? About 35 minutes, so about 1, 2, 3. That makes a lot of sense. Just as we were coming up into this resistance area, we flipped a bear as far as the market depth ratio goes. So market depth ratio is not looking particularly fantastic right now. Volatility is on the rise, but not volatility is at about week highs right here for the BTC market. Let's see, volume actually overall continues to decline. We did have this nice bullish accumulation volume, and now we're running into fairly weak sauce volume, honestly, on the selling as well. Market cap actually continues to fall. Where's the market cap out today? Actually, we're about $2 billion up from our previous low about 2 days ago, so not looking too bad actually there as well. So yeah, so again, this has been fairly accurate. Again, now the order books on BTC is spoofed a lot more than something like an altcoin, honestly, just because of liquidity. But when we do flip bear, actually on the market depth on the market depth ratio right here, excuse me, on the market depth ratio, then that is indication of stronger selling or more interest in selling than buying, which makes a lot of sense. Just naturally coming up into a previous resistance block right here. So I'd say spotty interest in buying this overall on the spot price, but we'll just see how this resolves because things actually, just as far as price action goes, but again, you can't trade on price action alone, things don't look terribly bearish. If we go over here and look at longs, longs are quite high here. At least we've had a recent skyrocket in longs actually. So actually for overall ratio, longs are only 44.81%. But if we can just look at this massive increase in longs since this area, they didn't really die off and now they're piling in again. If we just look at a lower time frame, we can actually see starting here how the longs have just crept in. Now generally, this is a bearish sign when you have the longs just kind of skyrocket like that. Typically you're going to see a retrace because they're longing into resistance, which they really should not be doing, guys. So if you're not in position right now, again, our butts are covered because we entered in the short term for those in the Kraken Cryptocurrency trading group, for those that entered late, again, we put the signal out at 33.80, profits at 34.40. Next target being 35.20. Now they can go ahead and cover because they're already in profits. So they can go ahead and have their stops at break even, so they're fine. Not really looking to short the market at this point in time. Again, I know that that's what everybody wants to just rah about. But guys, we've been shorting XBT for quite a while. And we didn't really even flip to a long-term long position until just down here. Why? Because I think 3,000 is a strong psychological area for the bulls to hold. So until I get some kind of indication that I'm wrong in my analysis, then my position hasn't changed, guys. So coming to you guys every day, my position hasn't changed. I've been talking about it for nigh on a week now. So calm, patient, steady trading, guys. Don't fear, don't FOMO, don't do anything crazy, guys. Now, where would I be looking for a breakout trade? I'd be looking for a breakout trade if we were able to close above 3,600. I'd be pretty positive about taking a breakout trade to at least 38, 3,900. If we're able to close fairly strongly about 3,600, that's a key psychological resistance area right here. I mean, that's our lows where we actually did bottom out before this relief rally, and breaking down below that was the strong psychological capitulation down to about 3,200. So getting above that area, it would be quite positive. But again, we have that exact same thing over here, guys. We talked about that over here. We had the strong psychological area around 4,400, 4,500. Once we did break down below that, that was the last short that we took all the way down here. And then we were talking, we said the same thing over here, guys. Hey, if we're able to get back above 4,500, guys, we're going back to 6K. Well, we didn't, and we broke down there. And we're seeing the exact same pattern play out here. So, I mean, nothing changes, guys. Closing down below these yearly lows is going to be fairly negative, moving us into sub $3,000 levels. We'll see how strongly the bulls come in to defend the psychological level right there. But right now, the only areas that we have to talk about, guys, again, one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time is how we do this. That's how you can be a successful trader, guys. You react, you don't predict. When you do predict, you look at key areas where you should be reacting from.
It's for 9,000.
Hey, Pierre Damon. Welcome to the Kraken Cryptocurrency community, man. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. Highly appreciate it, guys. So yeah, nothing super crazy here, guys. Volume looks pretty nice, especially on the lower time frames. Again, once we go up to something like the 4-hour chart, the volume doesn't look overly impressive right here, guys. And I would be concerned at this point in time about a potential head and shoulders forming right here. For that to play out, we'd actually have to, again, I mean, just the same thing as we were saying yesterday, when we actually set the stop at 32.90, and we didn't close any significant time frame below that. So again, as I've said, like multiple times, guys, yes, risk management is important, but when you're dealing with something as volatile as Bitcoin, if you're using hard stops, you're generally going to get wrecked. The only time I'll set hard stops is 3.5x ATR, average true range, away from a consolidation area, because that generally keeps me in the trade. But again, you have to look at the risk management, because then I'm only entering into a small amount of my position in the actual consolidation area, and then I'm actually looking to enter the majority of my position at a multiple of 2 ATR, lower or higher, depending on which direction I'm trading, away from the consolidation range, because you're expecting what? A stop loss hunt, a push to liquidity. And then generally setting your stop loss, a hard stop loss, if you must use one, at 3.5x ATR away. So this was, again, it's just common mistakes, guys. Setting your stop loss, setting a hard stop loss, and not seeing a higher time frame close below it. So again, using the 3.5x ATR method would have kept you nicely in this trade, and you'd be up in nice profits at this point in time.
It's for 9,000.
JV, man, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Highly appreciate it. Shout out to the 338 people watching us, guys, across Twitch and YouTube. Highly appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Whoa, guys. Jose De Silva. Wow, welcome to the Kraken Cryptocurrency community, man. Thank you for the sub on YouTube, brother. All right. All right, let's get a sip of water and let's head to the chat, guys. Let's head to the chat and see what you wonderful people are doing. And then we'll look at some more data metrics, guys. Longs and shorts. We'll look at a little bit more data. Ben Joseph, good morning to you, sir. How are you doing, man? I hope you're doing well, dude. I hope you're doing well. I hope the trades are going good for you, man. Jurgen Ernst, good morning to you. Jay Constant, what's going on, man? Jay Constant, don't be coming in here and panicking, dude. No. Listen, I love you, dude, but don't be worried about missing the bottom, dude. Just calm down. Christian Devic, what's going on from Croatia? Christian, another Christian, spelled differently. I like that, Christian Devic. I really like the way your name's spelled, bro. Christian, hey. Daniel Clerks, what's going on, man? NPC number 1553. Well, welcome, man. You're setting the left's hair on fire using that name, but welcome to the community, man. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. Caribbean Crypto Show. Okay, guys, calm down, man. Calm down. All right, I know it's a good show, but listen. Dedo X, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Welcome to the community, brother. Caribbean Crypto Show. Shout out to you, man. How are we doing down there in the Pacific? Pacific? Nah, not the Pacific. Pacific? Yeah, down where it's nice and warm. Dude, it's frigid here, dude. I almost did the show in my hoodie, man, but gotta rip off the new merch. Daniel Clerks, what's going on, brother? Any opinions on XRP end of year? Let's see. Yeah, sure. I can give you, again, I'm a reactor, not a predictor, but I mean, we've got just key areas where we can look to react from, guys. Again, it just kind of depends on where price tries to go. I think that end of year, most likely XRP probably looks a little negative unless BTC does get that nice massive rally. As we said, I don't think we're going to be going back to really significant levels on BTC here until probably the latter period of Q1 2019. Maybe even mid Q2 2019. That's when we have that'll give, you know, a good couple quarters, or at least one quarter for some of the futures and the Nasdaq to kind of play out their thing and see where some of our more institutional investors are going to move the market. You know, because then they'll actually have an opportunity. Those individual investors that are actually stepping in right now and buying an OTC, that will give them about half a year to actually start influencing the market with actually wetting their beak and wading into the actual markets. And again, I'm quite curious to see what effect BAC's going to have on the market. Again, I think it's going to be an overall positive effect for price discovery. I think once we have some good price discovery from a venture like BAC, then we'll have more retail interested in trading, because there will be, in their eyes, congruent, significant price data that you don't have to use an index or average across exchanges anymore. But we'll just see, man. More than likely, I expect XRP, ETH, BTC, most likely until the end of the year to continue to drift on downwards. And again, all that I'm really expecting right now is a nice relief recovery. Again, I'm not really one of these guys that are screaming to the moon, to the moon, to the moon right now. We're just not in that market cycle, guys. I mean, the bear, you know, what happens in a bear market? You know, you got to remember the overall trend that we're in. The bears can attack at any moment. So always on the lookout for that. Looking to take advantages of relief recovery, but also overwhelmingly the smartest thing to do in a bear market is look for opportunities to short. So generally, again, I would be right along with everybody else. I'd be right along. Use all pops as opportunities to short. And again, in any other situation, that'd probably be where I'd be right now. But again, I had entered into my position here, and here. So I've got to wait for that to actualize. You have to be patient. You have to wait for things to play out. And then just wait, man. And then just wait. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But we've already been able to take profit. So even if we do get stopped out, which we have been stopped out because I've divided my position up on the way down as well. And the last two stops that I have are down here, and they're just hedging risk at that point in time. So just patient, slow, calm trading, man. No stress, no anxiety, nothing like that. Joey Rockets Crypto, what's going on, brother? Jay Constant, this song needs a BTC freestyle in it. Man, bring it to us, man. Hop on that mic, brother. We'd be happy to rep you, man. Christian, she blows the trombone, right? Yeah, my daughter does play the trombone, man. Thank you for remembering that. Let's see here. Scott, Mastache, repping it in the moderator's position today. Good morning to you, my brother. Fwed Adawed, what's going on from 4chan, my bro? You should check out BitPay Black Friday song. We're still in euphoria. Well, I'm hesitant to play things. That could potentially get us copyright infringement. So, I'll check it out. Hayden, what's going on to you this morning, brother? Thank you, man. Awesome background, by the way. Daniel Clerks, thanks, man. Yes. Oh, that's what I like to see. Yobo992, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, man. Welcome to the family, brother. Yes, we do have Bob Ross painting to the moon in the background today. We have switched it up a little bit, guys. Now, a lot of people are like, man, you should put like a background like you're in Maui, dude. Well, I'm not in Maui, dude. I'm in the frigid like Midwest, dude. It's cold as hell out here, dude. Like, it's cold. But we will be updating the background depending on our particular bias on any given day. Let's see here. No, this is not recorded, man. This is live. Just losing my life savings. Just a typical day in crypto, man. Yes, it is a typical day in crypto, man. Yagami, good morning to you, my friend. Hey, respond to your DMs. I'm trying to holler at you, bro. Let's see here. How much link for the hit or miss girl in quotation marks? Not sure what you mean by that. Let's see here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. One link in 2020. What's up, Justin? Joey B, what's going on, brother? 0.001 link in 2020.5. How's it going? Oh, yeah, I did want to point that out. Ben B, hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat, bro. I did want to point that out. Yes, that did catch my eye, link. So we did go over, if you remember, I did go over a link yesterday, and I plotted out a potential trade. And yeah, that actually actualized. Just the short-term breakout trade that I talked about. Nothing super fantastic fancy here, guys, but if you remember, if you go back in the Wayback Machine, in the time machine, guys, we were actually right here on this candle right here the last time we were talking about Mr. Link, and I had said, yes, if you close a 4-hour time frame above this this position right here, you could look at take profit targets here and here. That actually did end up playing out. However, right now, I'd probably be out of the trade. At the very least, have your stop at break even. Again, if you guys don't believe me, go back and look at my trading view. I did publish this idea. You can just press the play function. Yeah, so just a short-term little scalp baby right there. You would have entered right here, and you would have been able to garner about a 2%. You would have had about a 6 to 7% profit potential here. Very hard to catch those wicks, though, unless you're looking at lower time frames and you're experienced in day trading on something like altcoins. But yeah, things holding in nicely. You can have your stop at your entry point right here. I definitely wouldn't be setting my stop loss any lower and managing risk at this point in time. Or excuse me, or being tolerant to drawdown at this point in time. Like, you've taken profit, take profit off the table, man. Again, you know, one of the most like rookie things that I hear, guys, and you know, this is why you have to be cautious with doing your research on like, I don't know, doing your research on investing from people who don't know what they're talking about and you're not sure about the information. I hear this a lot. Let winners run. Yes, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. But I often see that in conjunction with this, which is, don't make the rookie mistake and take profits off the table too early. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for quite a while, guys, and I love snagging 1 to 2% profit, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Why? Because it adds up. You know, you're able to do that a couple times a day or a couple times a week, man. Over time, your portfolio does grow. The problem with altcoins is that there's seasons for that. There's seasons where you just want to let your winners run. What's the season for that? Bull markets. In bear markets, you want to get in, get out, take your profit, get down, and then short it back and get back into a short if you can. Now, just based on the psychological level the Bitcoin's at, again, that's why I'm not doing that at the current moment in time. But I've explained that ad infinitum. All right. Ben B, thanks, man. Upvote this shit, boys and girls. Thanks, Hayden. I appreciate it, brother. All right. I want this crypto to go up already. We all do, man. We all do. Love the volatility, though, man. Freaking Peter McKinnon started the smash that like crap. You know where I got it from? I actually got the smash the like button from I don't know who Peter McKinnon is, but Ivan on Tech does it, and he got it from Adam Meister. Adam Meister is who been listening to Adam Meister for a while, guys. He's a pretty funny character, man, in the cryptocurrency community, guys. So let's see here. A little bit more chat, man. Yeah, I do keep tabs on chat as it comes through. The problem is that it just moves so fast, man. It just moves so fast. VeChain has been such a non-stop dumpster fire for a while, approaching all-time low on Binance. Can we look at this one today? Yeah, not a problem, man. Let's scroll over and look at it right now. Let's look at it right now. Yeah, you know, interestingly enough, I do spend some, not a whole lot of time because I think they're mostly full of crap, but, you know, I do, it's just part of market research, guys. I do kind of pay attention to what other trading groups or what other traders are doing. And yeah, one of the things is VeChain was being shilled pretty hard recently. Let's see what I think about it just from kind of a objective standpoint, as objective as I can be. Let's pull up in the data window. And we're not going to be able to look at, that's what I hate. I don't like that. Don't like it. So we'll just actually do an ATR multiple of 1. Actually, we can get our 1x average true range right at this point in time, guys. So we do have our swing low right here. Another potential area, again, if we're turning off the wick, but I prefer to use the wicks because they tend to hold more support for me. And as we can see right here, we do have a bearish order block right now that we must overcome, guys. We must overcome it. Let's see here. Really going to be right there. So nothing really fantastic to write home to your mom about until we're able to get over that order block. Then we can potentially look at this gap trade range right here. And we'll be looking potentially to hit these targets right here, buddy. Whoops, no, that's not right. Magnet mode, you failed me. How dare you? How dare you? Looking to hit that target there and probably that one right there. Again, and most definitely that one right there. And that one right there just to split the baby. So now I should have pressed red. Okay, so yeah, if we're able to close fairly strongly above this order block, so that order block's anywhere from like 120 Satoshis to 116 Satoshis. You close something like a 4-hour candle above that on volume, I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe we can at least hit these two scalp targets. Again, I'd be doing something like a 60-30-10. Definitely a 60-30-10 because things just haven't been running like they used to back in the old days, guys. Why? Because the bears can attack at any moment, guys. Be careful. However, though, if I was, I mean, this is just all you got right here is just an opportunity to scrape the bottom, man. That's really all you got, dude. This is just a bottom scraping potential. Here's your, let's pull out that, we got that ATR, so let's do some measurements. We got to zoom in for this bad boy right here. All right, so price is currently right here, and ATR is 1 frickin' Satoshi above you, dude. One Satoshi above you. On the 4-hour chart, man, volatility is low. If we get over here to somewhat of a more volatile area, okay, maybe we can go something off this. This makes more sense to me. Okay, volatility is 3 Satoshis. Wow, what lovely weather for a sleigh ride together to go down to 0. Most likely not. It's just a zombie coin. So let's use that. Let's split the baby and use 2x ATR. Okay, I think that's probably the safest. Okay, so you can take a. Okay, so really, I mean, let's just do this fairly, guys. All right, so you're at 108. So your accumulation area is going to be 2x ATR below and 1x ATR above. So you've got 106 and you've got 109, and you're managing risk. Let's see here. You are managing risk. Managing risk at 7 Satoshis. So 108, so 101. So you're managing risk right there. So again, if you want to take the speculative entry right here, here's your, yep, there's your load zone. All right, now we can delete these lines because they just get in my way. And this 101 becomes your bottom support as well as your stop loss as well. And then again, the areas that you're looking to target in this particular entrance would be, in this case, slightly different because of the nature of where you're at. So this bad boy right here and this bad boy right here. Yeah, I'd definitely be scalping and then looking to... I'd be looking to see what happens when price encounters this this order block. If this scalp potentially plays out to the downside, you do have like some really rough like accumulation right here. You do have some nice bullish volume coming in right here, which does potentially portend accumulation, but the market cycle is just so overwhelmingly negative. Like, could you get a pop like up here? Could you get a little like 5% play off this? Like, yeah, you probably could, because it's just the volatility of the coin, and it is going to rise naturally as the market cycle rises. And looking over at BTC. Again, it's kind of positive right now. Now, if we actually break bear right here, then it becomes less positive, and I become less confident about altcoin positions right now. Again, we're only in a few altcoin positions, guys, and they're more like long-term fills. When we have been trading altcoins for like the last few months, like with the exception of like Mana and a few other things, like we're in and out, man. In and out, short-term scalps. So let's see here, baby. Yeah, again, I'm not super confident about this. The R to R is fairly terrible because you've got you're managing risk at 6.35%, and you only have an upside target really at this point of the same thing. So it's a 1-to-1. It's like a 4x scalp scrape on the 4-hour chart. Could take you up to like a day or two to complete this. I don't really like it, man. But if you want, there it is. I'd feel like way better about doing the same thing down here. So I'd probably wait for this load zone. Because it seems more likely. So there's your entry, 1 Satoshi above and 2 Satoshis below, and managing risk at 7 Satoshis. So that's 101. So 94 managing risk right there. Managing risk right there. And then in that case, you'd be targeting even lower targets, buddy. You'd be targeting something like here, and then these upward 3 targets as well. So yeah, that's the only, I mean, just off supply and demand, man, this looks like overwhelmingly negative. This is a super knife catch trade, man. Things look like crap. Again, altcoins, I prefer to wait for like some confirmation of bullishness, and anyway, shape, form, touch, smell, feel, anyways. But There you go, man. If you want to try and aggressively catch a knife right now, which I really do not recommend, you've got your entry zone in between 109 and 106. You're managing risk at 101. Preferably, the only, again, the better knife catch is probably 102 to 99 Satoshis, managing risk at 94 Satoshis. Looking at targeting upward areas. If you're entering here, like 110, 114. If you're entering here, like 107, 110, 114. And then again, the breakout trade is on the table. If you're able to close fairly strongly above like 120, then you can be targeting areas like 128, 135, maybe even 147. But I'd definitely be doing it like a 60, 30, 10 split as far as averaging out of your position, man. Justin still does Ethereum second. Sorry, man. How much is it to subscribe to the premium trading group? It's $80 a month, sir. When XRP is number one, he'll get around to it in the random altcoin requests. Yes, yes, yes. They could add Link, man. Leo Martin, what the hell is that shit, dude? Get out of here with that. Pepe Max, check XRP. I believe I did, sir, but I'll look at it again. Yeah, give me. Looks like we're going down, but could go up. Yes, we will definitely be moving to the right as price goes up and down. $3,600 on, and I use Bitstamp for spot price actually. So if we're going off spot price, just looking at Bitstamp right here, we have our next area of resistance that we're coming into right now. The summary, so 3480 to 3520, right around here. We can see it a little bit more clearly on something like the 30-minute chart. Let's auto that baby. We can zoom in. So yes, we have our little baby bitch order block right here that we are looking to surpass and overcome. Bye, magnet mode. You have failed me for the last time. Really looking at where the volume is, kind of like right there. Yep. Okay, I feel fairly confident about that. Again, this is a fairly, if we look at VPSV, which will actually break the day's volume down, we can see that actually for that daily session wasn't the point of control. We've actually broken above the point of control on that session, man. We actually don't have a point of control up here, man, like where a whole lot of volume was traded, believe it or not, until we come up here to 3615, which is really the point of control for that bearish rejection area, guys. That's why this order block is so critical, man, so critical. In fact, you know, actually looking at that a little bit better, I can narrow that down. I can narrow the bearish order block down a little bit. Okay, cool. That's actually good. Getting more refined every day as we look at this more. As we get more price action and more price detail, let's auto again. Okay, great. So we've got the current bearish order block that we have to overcome, Again, that area is around, I said 3462 to 3476, but really if you want to be honestly fair and closing above the highs using supply and demand zone, you're talking about 3480 to 3520. I feel a little bit more comfortable with that. That's your current bearish order block that you have to overcome. Getting over that, then you're looking at this $3,600 range. That order block is 3574 to 3633. This is the area where you would want to be looking. Again, these are areas where you generally want to look to be entering into a short or to break above for a long position, for a breakout long. And these are areas where you're looking to enter a long or taking a breakout long position as well. So yeah, 3600 is the significant area right here. All this is honestly fairly weak sauce. Crypto Red Eye, man, burning the midnight oil. Thanks for the welcome to the Cracking Crypto community, man. Hope you are not burning the midnight oil too bad, man. So yeah, these are all just things to keep in mind, guys. 3600, a very key significant area right here. You can see the spike here in this area on the volume profile, indicating that this is an important area. And it's just an area we haven't been able to get back over, dude. Like everything down here has pretty much been retested and touched a couple times now. And this is just a consolidation area. And we're just going to see if we break bull or bear. I mean, my bet's on the bull side, but I'm fully prepared and hedged in my position if we break bear. It's all good, man. Calm, patient, slow, easy trading. Let's see here. All I want for Christmas is a fat bag of XRP. Dun 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 dun. Let's see here. This is Ben B again with my other cat. What's going on, man? Thanks for the support, brother. 999 subscribers. Oh, you're the 1,000th subscriber. Oh my God, we reached 1,000. Hey, thank you so much, guys. It's been an amazing journey, and I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming along with us and helping us out, guys. For anybody that hops in the Discord right now, I got it pulled up. I'm in the Discord right now. The next, I will actually rain some MMO, guys. I'll throw off some nice tokens, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and reign. So MMO. So the next 50 people that just say I don't know. You could really say anything, man. You know, say link. I don't know. You can say anything. I'm not for compelled speech, guys. But discord.krakencryptocurrency.com in the general channel. The next 50 people that post something, man, I'll reign MMO on the next 50 people. Just for congratulations on helping us get here, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Vincent Yag asks, what is ETR? That's ATR, my friend, average true range, which is the indicator that I have here down at the bottom of my chart. And it shows you something that most indicators will not do, which is volatility. That is, so I use this to average out how likely price is actually to move within a certain metric of time. Michael asks, am I taking my Bitcoin off exchanges on January 3rd? Why should I, sir? Could you please tell me why? Ryan Boss and Dedo X both asked for Cardano, so we'll take a look at that bad boy. Yes, we will. Why not? Alex, one of our analysts, was actually calling for a long on this yesterday. We didn't take the trade, mainly because he didn't post the trade. But yeah, this is actually not looking too bad. We've got a little bit of bullish volume coming in. Now, keep in mind, we are in an overwhelmingly bear trend, so don't get super excited, guys. Calm down. Don't get over your skis. Let's see what we see here, guys. Again,
Over 9,000.
hey, Stock Bro, man. Thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Welcome to the community. All right, guys. So let's do some support and resistance here. Do we have any? Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go back. So let's go to the daily chart. Go to the daily chart so we can metrics. Oh man, this is looking pretty terrible. Honestly. All right, why not? Yuki. There we go. So all that has now become resistance. All right. Fantastic. Yep. Starting to look rough, man. There and here as well, because we're short term here, man. Short term. All right, so yeah, you do got this this nice little period of consolidation. You have something like a selling climax right around here, so this kind of does look like a little bit of oversold volume. You can just see the rise in volume as we're moving down, and you eventually hit a climax where just the sellers are exhausted and price naturally moves up. This does actually look like just a natural response to the market cycle. It doesn't actually move here, guys. Yeah, we do have a little bit of nice volume right here, but look where, I mean, just look where we're at. We've got this bearish order block right here, right above us, and we're in an area of consolidation, as you can see right now. So we really have to wait for this to really break bull before we get excited about it. So yeah, actually, we swept highs into our previous, little baby order block right here. Yeah, right there, guys. So we did sweep one high into our previous order block, which is generally when you're trading an excellent opportunity to look to enter into a short. When you get a nice little sweep high like that, and you would be in a fairly comfortable short right now with multiple opportunities to take profit. Let's get that ATR out of the way because it's just annoying me at this point in time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this doesn't look like a super sustained movement, guys. Like, if you've been in the trade, I mean, obviously, if you were able to catch the bottom here and catch this knife, I mean, you're in decent profits right now. But I'd be hesitant, man. I definitely have your stop at a break-even level wherever you're looking to enter. And this doesn't really look like anything that I want to get into. Again, we're not going to have any kind of positive momentum. Looking at volume profile, look where you're getting rejection from, the very top of your volume profile, and this just continues to descend down a little bit. So you're able to actually push up less and less and less. Now, one positive thing to say is obviously there is a little bit more volume here at this point in time than there was here. This is obviously clearly a weak rally on less volume than this push up right here. So if we continue to get a little bit more bullish volume in, that'd be fine, but it's just not anything that I'm really interested in taking. Again, I'd be managing, let's look at ATR and look how you could be managing your risk, I guess. Again, your lowest, if we look over here, I mean, yeah, you do have areas below you. But I wouldn't be looking, God, I mean, you got this area right here. But I mean, who wants to catch a knife in this area? Like, I don't, man. And And it's just not a good way to make money. If you want to make money in the markets right now, you need to be over on something like BitMEX or Deribit. That's just where the money's at. You have to go where the volatility's at, guys. This volatility is not super impressive, man. Now, you can still day trade altcoins, like it's absolutely fine, but when you're looking at longer time frames, it's just extremely dangerous, man. You have to be very cautious because the overall tendency of things is just to continue to go down. So when you're looking to go bullish on things, you want to look for when the market's nice. So again, you've got some upward targets here at 905, 920, 940. Again, I'd be kind of excited to take this trade if we're able to close above 920. Then I'd probably actually be comfortable with the trade to like 940 and 970. It'd be a nice little 3 to 5% pop, because then you can set your stop loss right underneath your breakout zone right there. It's a good way to manage risk. Right now, I'd be very cautious about entering this as well, and we can actually see, just look at this, just Wick City, just crushing resistance downward, guys. So where could we see this pick up? Well, potentially, I don't know. Let's see here. This area right here is going to mark the bottom of your value area right here. And if you start closing 4-hour or 2-hour, 3-hour, 1-hour candles below this area, then most likely you're going to move down. You'd have a pop back up. Sorry how this works, guys. So if you come down, maybe you have a little consolidation here, maybe even a little pop back up, down, you come back up to test this as resistance, and then you just continue moving down. Okay, that's typically how these things resolve. And that's probably how I look at this thing resolving as well, guys. We'd have one touch on this, so I wouldn't expect us to break through the first time if we do go to the upside. Probably down back to test the top of the value area if we are going to break out, and then we could potentially look at that trade right there. So at that point in time, I'd be interested in taking that trade from maybe that scalp from 920 to 940, maybe even potentially 972, because then you can manage your risk either at your low, depending on however this movement plays out, or right below your breakout zone area. That's what I got for you, man. I'm sorry it's negative, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Located between the Caribbean Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful down there, man. Thank you so much. Question, yo. Which altcoin would you recommend me to buy more of? Well, listen, man. The altcoins that have future, that have potential, are going to be your Ethereum, your Ripple. Most likely Bitcoin Cash. Still, I mean, you can kind of split the baby on which one you think is more impressive. I think that I don't think SV is going to end up doing anything. The only way that SV is going to end up doing anything is if, like, you know, like Craig Wright turns out to be Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the most depressing like aspect I could possibly think of in the world. I think he's a psychopath. But I think probably ABC is actually the better bet. Its price is depressed. It's around a good area. It could go like a lot lower, but I don't think anybody should be buying really altcoins at all in this level unless you've got unless you've got a strong hand and you've got a long time frame, guys. Otherwise, I'd just be accumulating Bitcoin because that's the one that I do have the most faith in for the future. I mean, I have overwhelming confidence in Bitcoin's ability to weather this storm and continue moving upwards. All the data feeds, you know, all the sentiment data, all the news, all of that supports that, guys. So again, if you're selling Bitcoin at these levels, you're a tool. So just be cautious, man. My liquidation is 35.50. Safe to hold. Well, you're gonna have to, Kieran. You're gonna have to tell me if you're in a long or you're in a short position. I would assume that you're obviously you're obviously in a short position right now. I mean, so where did you enter and on what leverage? Like you know, I need a little bit more data than that, hun. I hodled my Bitcoin gold and I can't get up. Aw, man. Let's go check in with that bad boy, actually. Yeah, Bitcoin gold, I'd actually expect to see reactionary movement here with the market. We're at a key support level right now. Again, things looking below us, and we're right between that 618 and the 786. So yeah, like, are there fundamentals buying Bitcoin gold? Like, no, it's just a clone of Bitcoin. I don't think it's really anything really special to get over your skis about. But it tends to move with Bitcoin, honestly. And we do get some nice little pops relative to other altcoins as well. You want to be careful, but you can see the, excuse me, man. You can see the bearish momentum has kind of died out here a little bit. So be cautious, but and manage your risk. But again, it is what it is. Cardano is basically Ethereum to me could be great. Currently isn't doing much functionality wise. However, worse than ETH because it doesn't have any platforms of dApps on it. Yeah, Cardano's hot garbage, man. What do I think about Tron? I actually think Tron's probably not too bad, man. I have 8,800 plus. Should I buy more? Listen, man, that's all dependent on you, dude. Let's go take a look at Tron. And we'll look at it in Tether. I think that Tron actually probably has a future, man. It's got a really... Tron, I mean, it's going to piss off a lot of people that I say this, but Tron actually has like a really strong community around it. Tron does actually have a lot of projects. Like, you know, they've done like really scammy, weird stuff, dude. But honestly, I think Tron's probably going to be one of those altcoins that actually does weather the storm, honestly. It just depends on your time frame, man. If you believe in Tron, then invest in it, man. But, you know, you just got to put your money where your mouth is, bro. And be careful, man. You got to, you know, you have to... It's an honest assessment of your personal finances and your risk, man, to invest in anything. Just got to be careful, dude. Get over your skis, dude. Because the recovery's probably not coming anytime soon, man. We're in this, man. We're in this. And look at this right here. I mean, you have your lows for Tether right here. You come back up, test, and get rejection, man. You know, you don't get just like you don't get the chance to buy the bottom, you don't get really the chance to short the top, man. So this is probably going to continue on downwards. Now, could we get a little pop off this? Like, yeah, sure, man. Anything's possible, dude. Current price action. We got a little bit of consolidation, posting in a higher high or posting in a higher low. Volatility is quite low, so I would be expecting a movement. And the fact that it's actually holding up in this area, I would actually not think it's crazy that Tron does actually have a nice little pop up right here. Let's look at this bad boy on BTC because it's actually at a fairly important resistance area right now. Looking at BTC, yeah, right here. So actually, yeah, Tron actually does look overextended. We can see here that we have this, man, getting a little cluttered. So let's hide the drawing tool so you guys can see just a little bit clearly. Yeah, okay. So this makes, I mean, you can just obviously see here. You have this nice descent down and you're moving in this, like, you know, this consolidation pattern right here. Now, this could resolve bullishly. There's positive ways to look at this as well. You have entered into this consolidation area and now you're up here at the top. You formed a bullish channel. And you're testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, buddy. You're testing that resistance area. The more times you test resistance, the weaker it tends to get. Now, I'd like to get a little bit of confirmation, but I mean, looking at volume right here, man, you don't have a whole lot above you, dude. If this does resolve to the upside, which it seems to be breaking above the value area right here, then we could go on a nice little run for TRX right now. Like in the short term, though, looking at the negative possibilities right here. Looking at the negative possibilities, you do have this descending trend line, and you have the death box that has just held you back down a whole bunch of times. So I think you're looking at only taking a breakout trade if you're too late on TRX right now. So if we actually do start resolving to the upside right here, fairly positive. But I think more than likely we actually probably do reject from this area and move back down to these lower levels. We'll be proven wrong if it does actually break to the upside right here. So things to keep in mind. Volatility is low, and we are expecting some kind of movement right here fairly soon because high volatility precedes low volatility. So we'll just see right here. And actually, TRX and correlated. So I would expect the ratio to actually go up, but all in all, man, things go up higher in valuation when Bitcoin rises. So Tron has been a pretty good performer over the last couple weeks, though, guys. Not going to lie. And we'll see if we can actually get a resolution of this to the upside. That was an old trade. So your breakout potential right here is I'd look for a strong 4-hour close above 400. And then you could be looking at upward targets of 441, 469, maybe even 508. If this thing does tear, if this thing does resolve, so we do have this bullish accumulation. If we do break to the upside, man, just, you know, measured move on that is about 40%. Measured move on that's about 40%. So yeah, right back up into this your significant bearish order block right here. I could see that, man, but not calling for any of that crap yet, dude. Not overly excited on altcoins yet. I would not be whatsoever surprised that that we break down and just continue on with this bearish consolidation and resolves to the downside. We've got quite a bit of ways to drop too if we do drop this area, about 24% until we touch our supportive trend line right there as well. So we'll just wait and see how this resolves, man. Nothing yet to get excited about. We need some kind of breakout either above this descending trend line or maybe out of this channel, or above our previous resistance at 400 right now, which has suppressed the consolidation period right now. But just based on volume, if this does resolve to the upside, things actually do look fairly positive. So you can see where I've targeted below key areas of swing low and swing support that will now turn into resistance. But the way that I do my targets, then that I chart resistance, is I actually chart them in areas which will also serve as take profit levels, because they're below high pockets of volume. So you can actually achieve those levels before you run into massive resistance where most other traders are going to be setting their limit orders. Do I recommend that you buy more Cardano? Never, bro. ZOX says, I bought Cardano at 10 cents and experienced what it felt like to make a 10x gain, but you didn't sell, man. Yeah, I mean, entry and exit is where it's at, man. 99% loss is my game. So at 2 cents, Cardano is a steal. I mean, if you think it's going to go up. But I don't think so, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, bro, I'm not questioning your intelligence, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying is when you're calculating its interest rate, 3.5% interest on something that's not valuable is not valuable. There are no indications that Cardano will recover. The fundamentals are not behind Cardano, man. They're not. I feel very bearish about Cardano, man. Sorry to say. Is Poe worth talking about? I don't know. I kind of like Poet. I don't know a whole lot. I don't know anything new. Christian, how do you use the Fibonacci retracement and when? You can use it whenever you want, man. It's one of the most powerful tools you could have in your toolbook. So let's just look at GVT. So GVT, here's a good example. So, there's lots of different ways, methods, and strategies to use the Fibonacci retracement tool. And typically you want to do something like, stop it. Magnet mode will help you. So what I like to do is I like to target the true high and the true low. And I use magnet mode to make sure that I'm getting it right. There we go. Did I get it right? Nope, I did not get it right. And then you're just targeting key Fibonacci areas, man. I mean, in its most basic form, you're looking for the golden ratio of 618. So the way that I have my Fibonacci right here, you're looking for a retracement to the 618 Fibonacci level, and you can actually see that price did come down around to that area, found support around there, and then bounce up. You never want to use Fibonacci's as like pure numbers. Again, I like to measure off wicks because I like to include all the volatility and all the capital and liquidity in the market, because these are wicks. Wicks are important, man, because those are liquidity pools. That's where individuals are interested in setting their limit orders. So that's where price would be interested in returning to. That's also why I use them as take profit targets, and also why I use them as support. But your common retrace zones are going to be in between. Dow theory says that everything at least retraces 50%. Well, it's not as specific as that. It's not that he says everything retraces 50%. It's that Dow puts a lot of emphasis on the 50% retracement, especially for large cyclical market movements. The traditional Fibonacci approach is anywhere between the 618 and the 786. Lately, because of the market cycle, I have actually been noticing that the 886 is fairly impressive as well. So a couple keynotes about using the Fibonacci. Whenever you have a movement and then you do actually find a top, so essentially at that point you're just betting that you found the top, price always retraces, always at the very minimum retraces to the 236, always. And if it falls down below the 236, more often than not, you're going to go to at least the 0.5. And if you do break down below the 0.5, 618786 become your likely retracement zone. So they're just helpful key points that you can look at targeting in the market. And you can actually go back in time. What's interesting is that once you plot that Fibonacci retracement up, you can go back in time and see naturally how price respected these areas. So when you're going up, like price did not understand that these Fibonacci zones existed because the market didn't know how high it was going to go. But the entire idea behind Fibonacci is the idea that there is sacred geometry. Everything follows a mathematical pattern. What adds above, so below. Everything that's repeated in the past will repeat in the future. So according to Fibonacci theory, to take it kind of spiritually, the market does absolutely know what zones are important and where it wants to go. So again, just measuring the top to the bottom, you can see how on the way up, before there was a Fibonacci retracement to plot, the market knew which areas it was interested in. You can see it goes up, finds resistance off the 886, breaks through the 886, finds resistance at the 786, comes back to test the 886, goes up, finds resistance at the 618, consolidates, shoots through the 50% retracement, finds resistance at the 236, comes back down to test the 50%, and then shoots up, makes it all-time high, and you can see where it runs into a little bit of consolidation at all these key levels, man. So important areas to look for. Now, whether or not they're going to turn the market all depends on the market cycle that we're at. Obviously, with just the overall bearish market that we're in, they're only areas where we've had consolidation, but you can just see how important they are for consolidating as well. So generally, you know, something that's really important, or something that you can use probably immediately, is let's go to something like XBT, and we can go ahead and measure any recent movement. So let's measure this movement right here. So in this movement right here, if we were trying to buy a 618 Fibonacci retracement, we'd be trying to buy around 33.63, and then we just wait for price to come down to that area, and we would assess our risk at that point in time. So we would assess, okay, well, where's the volume at? Is it congruent with what we want to see? Do we think this is likely an area where we're going to get a bounce? Actually, do we get a do we get any kind of reversal pattern candle? Is bullish volume pouring in? So we'll just wait and see. Guys, right now on the 4-hour chart on BitMEX, this is kind of resolving into a shooting star candle and gaining a little bit of bullish volume as we see. So unless we get an influx of bullish volume right here, more than likely we're going to come back down into this value area. It's still holding up right now. The value area is still holding up right now. So we could still get a bounce off this order block area, guys. But more than likely, just right now, just looking at Fibonacci, more than likely coming back to retest 33.63 at the very minimum. But I think if that happens, we're falling into that low volume node, and more than likely this is going to be a failed rally right now. So we will just wait and see, guys. Nothing to get too freaked out about right now at the moment. But again, we're hedged. But again, you would definitely want to be looking to minimize your risk and minimize your downside potential. If you did get into this rally, you don't want, again, you know, longing here is a terrible idea, man. Longing here is a terrible idea. You never want to long into resistance, man. Have I ever heard of Hedera hash graph, H-bars? No, I have not. Oh yeah, let's go check in on that MMO rain, man. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, cool. We've got a lot of stuff here, man. So let's just shoot rain MMO 50. There we go. I just made it rain MMO, guys, for the last 50 people that chatted. And I'm going to do... Okay, hold on. Just one quick second, guys. Rain. Okay. So rain amount is the number of coins and number of people of random online users. No, I want to... Rain MMO 5 to the last 20. Oh no, shoot. 20 to the last 5. So rain MMO 20 to 5. There we go. What? Okay, I don't know. Try to get it worked, but I just threw some MMO around, guys. Hey, if you didn't get any, DM me, and I'll tip you guys some directly, man. But thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate the support, guys. You guys have been awesome. All right. Crypto Red Eye asks, the Gossip Protocol? Question mark. Not sure exactly what you're talking about, man. Next milestone to work toward achieving is 1,000 Twitch followers, man. That would be nice, dude. That would be nice. Been trying to build up the Twitch, man. Crypto Red Eye, I've been trying to get opinions on like 4 different shows, no response. Yeah, man, I'd be happy to talk about what you got going on, man. But you're gonna have to. I'm not super familiar with what you're talking about, bro. I'm sorry. Stock Bro, great stuff, man. Hey, thank you so much, brother. Favorite low cap coin? I don't really have one, honestly, man. I'm just not that guy, man. I'm not the altcoin shilling, looking at like super fantastic, awesome stuff, man. I really listen, and it's not because they're a partner of the show. I really fundamentally like their project. I like X42. I like MMO Pro. I know the development teams. They're good guys. I think that Tron, Monero, Ethereum, Litecoin, I think those will all probably see a nice recovery eventually at some point in the future. Long-term bullish on those. Low cap coin, man? I don't know. Like, I couldn't even tell you anything off the top of my head. Well, I mean, I guess that's not really a low cap coin, but I like Monaco. I like Monaco and Pivx, honestly. Theta might be kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's just a pump and dump yet, but I like the projects that they supposedly have, so see about that. And Ravencoin. I like Ravencoin. I'm not too sure about anything else, honestly. I mean, I'm sure I'd probably find things that are interesting if I continue to go through here. Decentraland, I actually think is pretty cool, pretty neat. I don't like Electroneum. Komodo, I think, is neat because of the atomic swaps. Steam, I really like Steam, but I'm not sure how far they're gonna be. Augur is pretty good with predictive analytics. PundiX, I actually kind of like, honestly, and Factum, I'm friends with those guys down in Texas, so it might work out. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like really cool, interesting projects, man. But am I overly all bullish on anything? Like, nah. And if it's a low cap coin, no, that's not my thing, dude. That's not what I do. Sorry. Not saying that like you're stupid or anything. It's just not really what I'm in, bro. But Charles Hoskinson is such a charismatic man. He is. I like listening to Charles Hoskinson. Why Bitcoin Cash? Just because, man. Because it's got a lot of supporters. It does have use cases. Will it have, like, when things resolve, man, there's only going to be one currency, and I doubt that it's going to be Bitcoin Cash, but it's just in the meantime, the volatility is something that's interesting to bet on, man. Tron Cone on Coinbase. Somebody's been watching a whole lot of Crown. XRP to the moon, man. Really, dude? Dude, that's hey man, I come on here every day and I'm a pretty neat dude, man, but that's pretty fucked up, bro. So I don't know if Scott already took care of that, but yeah, I reported you because that's sick, dude. It's fucked up, bro. If anybody missed that, it's a guy talking some fucking inappropriate stuff about my daughter, man. That's I won't stand to that, dude. If I see you on the streets, dude, I'll pound your face in, bro. Fucking sick weirdos, dude. Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna take a break, man, because that I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna take like a minute to 2 minute break because I've never seen something like that, dude. Like I'm on here doing TA and somebody wants to come on and say some weird sexually explicit stuff about my 10-year-old daughter, man. Like you can go to hell, dude. Anyways, sorry, not trying to break up the vibe and the mood, guys, but I'll be right back, guys. Gonna get some water, take a quick break. I'll be back in about a minute, 2 minutes maybe at the most. All right, guys, get your questions ready. I'll look at requests, guys. I'll be right back. Guys, we're back. All right, nobody freak out. It's all good, man. Just dumb people, man, trying to ruin the vibe. It's all good, man. Doesn't bother me. Let's see. Let's move on here. Again, I'm a little bit delayed in the chat, man. So let me just scroll up, man. How do I feel about Qtum? I think it's pretty interesting. I'll look at the chart, man, if you want, brother. Magda Emanuel, quite some anger there, man. Not sure what you mean by that. I bought Litecoin or Bitcoin. Is GDAX still around? Yeah, it's Coinbase Pro, man. What am I sending from Coinbase to Binance? Not sending anything from Coinbase to Binance right now. I don't have an account on Coinbase, only GDAX. I'm pretty sure that that gives you an account on Coinbase, but that's Coinbase Pro now. Is Neo still legitimate, or it's in the same reputation as ADA? Yeah, I feel about Neo like I feel about ADA. Argon Behamor. Argon Behamor. Cool name, man. Argon. I like that. May 1st. So you think it will sweep to 3,100? Yeah, that's a potential. I have buys set at 3,200 and 3,100, man. Yeah, Jay Constant, I kind of agree with you there. When the sheep still want to buy shit coins, the bottom isn't in by far. More than 1,000 shit coins need to die. Wake up. Yeah, man, most likely. Zavid Khan, thanks, boss, Icon, and Bay. All right. Hey, Satoshi Nakafomo, how we doing, man? Exposed is a Tron Cone maximalist. Ooh, yes, the McAfee pump coin, red coin, yes. Exposed. Hey, man, hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate it, man. It was on YouTube, but let's not worry about it. Let's just carry on, guys. Hey, Jibbles, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream, bro. All right, so I think a couple people asked at Qtum, man. Yeah, we'll look at Qtum. It's cool. Let's look at Qtum. I don't know if I've got Qtum plotted out. Do not have Qtum plotted out. Man, this just looks... I'm sorry, guys. These things just look rough, dude. You know, when you just pump all the way up and you retrace 100%, man. Rough, dude. But, okay, well, let's just... I mean, honestly, you gotta approach every chart the same way, man. You gotta approach every chart the same way. Calm, calculated, collected. No emotions, man. Just statistical likelihoods. All right, let's see here. So here you have interesting liquidity right here. You've got whales positioned to buy right here, man. Now, whether this is bot malfunctions or legitimate limit orders set in the books, most likely a little bit of both, honestly. And you're just kind of dangling right above that support level right now, man, honestly. So you've got, let's see, you've got resistance, man, that you've got to overcome, dude. You've got this bearish order block that you already resolved downwards from. This actually looks very negative to me, and hopefully I'll point out here why, guys. Hopefully you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can see what I see. Yeah, and even this baby right here actually would be kind of interesting as well. Hopefully you guys can see what I see. So look, I mean, you have this period of consolidation. You have this sideways movement of consolidation, and actually we'll plot this out right here. So here you have your order block right here. I mean, you can clearly see it just based on volume profile. This is an area where a lot of orders got filled. And this resolved to the downside, and you broke down below your point of control. Which is going to be your highest. The point of control right here is about 610, so that's going to be 6,010 satoshis. 6 plus 2, yeah, or 6,100 satoshis. Excuse me. So 6 plus 2, yeah, 61, yeah, 6,100 satoshis. Excuse me. No, 6,100 satoshis. Yes. This did resolve to the downside, and now look what's happening right now. You have a movement back down, and then a little bit of bullish volume coming up, but look where you reject from. You reject here, because this previous support is now going to turn into resistance. And this is also This is also verified by your volume profile. You have your value area right here, which is the area where a lot of transactions are being conducted. And once you break above these areas, you look for these areas to act as support, the very top of the value area. If you then start piercing back into the value area, the next area you look to test is the point of control, which is the middle, which is the highest spike here in volume per price. If that area doesn't hold, then you look for the lower areas to hold as resistance. As support. But it's the exact same thing when you break to the downside, man. And we resolved this bearish. We broke bear. We came down, and now we have a little bit of pump to the upside, but look where we're getting rejected from. We're getting rejected from the very lower area of the value area. And I would find it very difficult for Qtum. We'd have to get a lot more bullish volume here, man. We'd have to get a lot more bullish volume to have any resolution back up to the upside. So if we are able to break back into the value area, then most likely we do actually head up. We actually do head up from here to test the point of control, most likely. But again, we've got to get over that first, man. So you've got resistance now. This is going to act as resistance. So you've got resistance overhead at 493. So 49,300 satoshis, 52,300 satoshis. I think if we are able to close back above on a daily time frame, if you are able to close like above here, like right around where we actually wicked up to, if we're actually to close a daily candle up in this area, in between this area, I would actually be looking maybe for a potential breakout trade to the upside, so where we could get a nice little, actually 20% pop off that actually. Return to the point of control before rejection. Because as you can see, like when we actually did resolve bearish to the downside, we actually didn't come back up to test it as resistance before breaking down further, which is generally what happens as well. But if we go over and look at Bitcoin, like that never happened as well either. We just continue to resolve, we move into consolidation. We don't actually move all the way up to retest the point of control, and we just continue moving downward. So, you know, Qtum's kind of an interesting coin fundamentally, but the chart looks quite bearish here, man. Expecting this resistance area to around 493 to 523 to act as resistance more than likely. But you can take a speculative stab if you actually do start closing daily candles up in the 490, around the 500 region. If you start closing daily candles above this in the 500 region, then you could look for a speculative trade up to about 600 satoshis. I'd be a little cautious and be taking my profit in low value areas or low volume nodes in between that area, but just how I take this. But right now it doesn't look like anything that I'd be interested in taking. Your next two areas of support are below you, man, and you can take speculative knife catches at that, but based on the fact that they're just two ridiculous sick wicks to the downside, dangerous territory, man. Again, you want to look for like a confirmed trend reversal, man. And I've been saying this for a while. Like, you know, a daily close above our 55 period moving average would be actually a signifier of a trend change for me. We do get a fake out right here, but you also have indications here to be out of this trade as well. Yeah, you do close daily candles above it, but then you get a shooting star pattern on the very next candle, and you actually have two shooting star candlesticks right there, and it resolves just as it should to the downside. So yeah, man. This actually. Christina Black, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Highly appreciate it. And welcome to the Kraken cryptocurrency community. So yeah, this actually does look like a retest and a rejection, most likely, from this value area right here. Is buying Bitcoin now a good idea? Again, you know, I'll take the unpopular opinion and say that yes, man, yes. Buying Bitcoin spot price at these levels, never go all in, man. Never go all in, but a slow, casual, planned idea of dollar cost averaging from the $3,000 range to your lower $2,000 range, even preparing for the eventualities of something like 1,500 to 1,800, I think is a good dollar cost averaging strategy, man. Just, you know, make sure that that's congruent with, you know, your total portfolio of your investments, and that you're not going to be tapped out, that it's not actually going to negatively affect your life to be able to have that kind of drawdown, because institutions and larger traders are able to hold down to that level, man. Or not traders so much, but larger holders are able to hold down to those levels and suffer the drawdown. Why? Because they've split their portfolio up, and generally cryptocurrencies at this point are going to account for a small portion of their portfolio, guys. When the time comes to like really get crazy and enthusiastic about cryptocurrency again, you know, to really like, you know, bet the bank again, you know, we'll have confirmation of that, man, because these things, you know, we have nice, good market cycles on the way up, guys. Now things do move quite quickly, but there's going to be plenty of time, and you're going to know when it's time to buy. But I think that for an investor, dollar cost averaging on the way down, as I've been doing for quite a while, not a bad idea, man. Okay, I'm buying. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, man. Producer Wara, hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the show. So let's see, we've got about 22 minutes for this candle to close. Looking like it's going to close. This 4-hour candle is going to close like as an indecision candle. Let's go over and take a look at the 30-minute chart. Get a little bit clearer data. Yeah, we just got kind of like this resolution pattern here. We are finding support off the 3420 area right here, the top of the current order block. So we'll just wait to see how that holds. Again, if that level holds, then looking good. The top of the value area, as we had spoken about. Again, if we start closing down inside this value area, then more than likely, a couple possibilities. Either a retest. Again, the point of control right now is at about 3400, 3404. If that point of control doesn't hold, then more than likely we move down to test the lower area of the value area, which is around 3330. If that doesn't hold, then yeah, we're probably going to see a sweep of our lows. This low hasn't been swept and tested yet around 3250. Neither has this low around 3200. So long term still remains the same. Buys at 3200 and 3200, 3100. Stop loss at 3000. Reducing risk there. Fully out of the trade at 2850. Again, I've been saying this for a while, guys. Trade setup has not changed, guys. And the next area that we'd be charting right now in the short term is something like 3,500, 3,600, or excuse me, 3,520, 36 and $3,600 range. If we're able to close above 3,600, then things start to look quite good actually for a retest of my top 3 targets right here. Let's go take a look at some more data metrics, guys. Let's see if the market depth has changed at all. No, we do see a little bit of decline in the asks right now, guys, and the bids have kind of stayed the same. The bids have kind of stayed flat, so hopefully you guys can see that right there. I know it gets covered up a little bit, but we do have an increase in the asks starting right here around 9:50 in the morning. And again, this is like on UTC time, so this is actually like 6 hours. So that's like actually like 3 o'clock in the morning. We do actually have an increase in asks across all market exchanges. Looking at top arbitration opportunities from Binance to hit BTC, 3% margin, only $741,628 in the book, so that's good arbitrage opportunity right there from Liquid to hit BTC. But really, I kind of like this one, Binance and hit BTC. I like seeing arbitration opportunities like that. We got volume picking up a little bit right here. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, volume kind of flat, picking up just a little bit right here. So this is kind of interesting to see the asks kind of teeter off from reaching their point right here. Let's go take a look at Coin Farm as always and look at margin data and see if we see any significant trades. Again, we've got these significant trades thinking. Huddle Crypto says, thank you for the vet analysis. No problem, brother. Going to sit on the sidelines, consider catching the knife at the all-time low. Hey, man. Not mad at you, bro. Longs in the dominance, man. We've got 53% to the long side. We've got 46.9% to the short side, just on percentages of trades that are being entered overall. We've got some interesting activity in the last 30 minutes. Kind of choppy. Obviously, the superiority to the longs. Not by a whole, not by a stretch, man. Only up 1.386 million. Let's take a look. A lot of longs in profit right here. Last 30 minutes right here. Not so many longs in unprofitable positions. A lot of shorts in unprofitable positions right now, though. So we see here that a lot of longs entered at 34.3650. Prices at 34.38. So they're not in extremely unprofitable positions. But we go back and take a look at actually. We go back and take a look at our price data. Actually, going back at the back right here. Yeah, see, I mean, it's just typical, man. You get a lot of people looking to short the bottom. You know, you get a lot of people looking to short the bottom. And they really should, man. You want to look for opportunities at the top to short. And again, it's just something that it's just a hard psychological barrier to overcome, man. Like you want to, coinfarm.online together to the bottom. Coinfarm.online. When you're looking at let's just take leverage trading out of it. Let's assume you can't short, but let's just take regular trading. You want to buy on red candles, man. You want to buy on red candles, and you want to sell on green candles. And it's so hard for people to do that. Like, people want to buy on green candles and sell on red candles. And generally, when you set yourself up to trade like that psychologically, that's how novice traders trade. And they end up, like, they think they're buying and price is just going to continue going up. And generally, to their horror, price continues to go down. And we see that played out here with higher risk and reward on margin trading on XPT. I mean, right here, this is an opportunity where a lot of people were looking to enter into a short, and what happens? Price moves against them. This is an area where a lot of people were thinking to go long, right up here in this area. And what happens? Price moves against them, guys. This is an area where a lot of people went short, and price moved up. Man, you don't want to get caught in these traps, man. You don't want to trade like that. You don't want to trade like that. No problem, bro. Oh, snap. Let's go look at the last hour. Last hour, we had a lot of shorts coming in. Last 2 hours. Last 2 hours starts to equal out because we have a lot of longs to shorts. So this is actually pretty interesting. We do see outliers right here. Generally, the way to trade this, guys, is you look for an outlier in longs. That's when you're looking to short. You look for an outlier in shorts. That's when you're looking to long on these lower time frames. Let's go. Let's look at the last 72 hours. The last 72 hours, more longs than shorts. Interesting. Let's see here. Margin position. Let's look at open position. We can see what margin is as far as what positions are riskier. So the percentage of margin in long positions is actually less than the percentage of margin in shorts. So this is actually flipped. So this isn't really a drastic divergence. Nothing to really get over your skis about. But it just means that shorts are in comfortable short positions. They're margined up enough to not get liquidated. Obviously, you're going to have bottom shorters getting liquidated. You're going to have top longers getting liquidated as always. But overall, it's not at a level where you have to be overly worried. So it's kind of 50-50. So meaning that it's all going to come down to spot price, really, as far as what's going to move the market here, guys. Let's go take a look at Bitger, and then we'll take a look at Bitcoinity. So according to the last Commitment of Traders report, which I did not actually go over last Friday, but according to the last Commitment of Traders report, funds are still neutral, professional traders are still selling, and retail is still buying. And we do have rising open interest, actually. So, yeah, we see here Bitcoin open interest in longs. Let's see here. So, yeah, actually, this is pretty interesting, guys. You can actually see the rising open interest in long positions here. From the CME and CBOE funds. So total rising open interest in longs from the funds, 12,813 long positions calculated among the CME and CBOE funds. CBOE being what is it, 1 Bitcoin per contract, CME 5 Bitcoins per contract, or I potentially have that backwards, but let's see here. Open interest in shorts, about the same thing. So funds are neutral, so they're hedged 50-50. But we do see the more dramatic rise in the longs here, in the open interest in the longs between funds, and we do see the more sporadic, the more even, smooth interest in shorts here from funds. So funds still hedging; they're not really betting on one position one way or the other, meaning that funds are taking the smart position in the market and they're saying, "Hey, we don't fucking know, so we're just going to go long and short, hedge our position." And this is how professionals do it, man. This is how professional funds do it. When you have a lot of capital, they will have simultaneous long and short positions, and they will reduce the position that is not profitable and add to the position that is profitable as time goes on in a very calculated, slow, methodical manner at important areas. What site is this? This is bitgur.com, bitgur.com. Let's take a look at, let's see, so CME, CBOE shorts. Come on, give me the data point right here. 4,002 professional traders, and longs 2050. So professional traders and asset managers are selling more than they are shorting, or they haven't really picked up their longs. It's remained fairly stable, but just a slow rise, and actually just a slight drop off right here, actually, in their short positions. They're hedging. It's actually congruous to them just getting out of their positions more and totally, not actually a legitimate fundamental belief in movement one way or the other, honestly. All right, let's look at trading sentiment. Over the last 7 days, looking at bull-bear income here. Rising open interest, we do have more longs coming in. We do have those shorts that we're continuing to drop off, kind of neutral, rising a little bit right now, but not, you can just see the difference. You can just see the difference in the growth pattern right here. Still a lot more short positions. All this data is calculated from Bitfinex, actually. Still 36,404 shorts to 29,580 longs. And we look at the income of bulls. Bulls are still in unprofitable positions. Bulls are still in unprofitable positions, and bears are still in profitable positions. They had a slight little spike down right there. Typically, when we look for a increase when we look for a sudden decline in the unprofitability of bulls, we actually look for the bears to come in unprofitable position. You know, basically the way that you would trade this out, the psychology behind this is that bulls in profitable positions are going to be eager to exit their positions, and bears in profitable positions are going to be eager to exit their positions, whereas bulls in unprofitable positions are going to be eager to add to their positions. So generally, bulls being in unprofitable positions would lead to a change in the market. However, this is highly correlated to a ranging market. And not one that's trending so dramatically downward. So this is just indicative of the fact that people are continuing to catch the knives of Bitcoin, like yours truly right here, working out not too poorly for me, obviously, in the long term. So let's see here. Let's look what our machine learning is going to tell us about Bitcoin price prediction, man. This is kind of interesting. I don't necessarily use this a whole lot, but this says over the next 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin will be traded in a channel near to 3,530, with 3,614 as the upper border and 3,452 as the lower border. Interesting. So we have the volume profile here just for the 24-hour period right here. So according to this prediction, it will be traded in a channel with the average mean price being 3,530. And 3,614 forming our upwards resistance, 3,452 forming our lower resistance. So fairly interesting, guys. Price prediction for the next 7 days. It says price of Bitcoin in the next 7 days will probably be in a channel close to $3,735. Oh my God, you heard it. The AI is telling us we're going to the moon, guys. Calm down. Over and look at our heat map. Coins. Christmassy day. Or over a red day. Let's look at volatility. Volatility is pretty low right now. A lot of volatility in Bitcoin private, man. EOS, Litecoin. Those are interesting markets to pay attention to. BNB. Unusual volume. DEX, SWM, Bitcoin private, unusual volume there. So those are interesting things to go check out. Those are markets that you want to check out. When I'm looking for, again, I pretty much use vcdepth.io to screen for trades right now. But, you know, all this data is very helpful, guys. You want to get a fundamental idea of what you should want to be getting into just based off, and the traditional way to do that is just based off volume and volatility. So here, I'll pop in the chat like all those websites that I just looked at. And that's the one I'm going to look at next. Data.bitcoinity.org. All right. Uh, 24-hour MDR change. Trump coin, man. Trump coin's been on a pump, and Trump coin's been pumping, guys. You know what that means. No Russian collusion. Look at that market depth, man. That's crazy, dude. Huge sell wall. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those asks just coming up, man. That's crazy, dude. Again, this what's the volume on this coin? Well, sell pressure 42, buy pressure 296 on Cryptopia. So go stock up on some Trump coin, guys. I was looking through this last night. Spectre AI. When you're using this, Mithril up pretty big as far as the MDR change. That's one of the newer coins there on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, look at that massive spike in buys right there. The ask to buy ratio just skyrocketed, dude. It's actually pretty nice. Myth, this is on Binance, but the data isn't showing here. It's just got listed on Binance not too long ago. We traded it. So this might be an interesting buy, actually. And the chart doesn't look overly fantastic, honestly, but yeah, you got a lot of volume traded in this area. You had this nice little scalloping position. This could be, you could look at this as a cup and handle pattern. Cup with your handle right here. And let's see here if that actually is right. So your low to your high. Sorry, no. Let's just do this the traditional way. So let's just take candle bodies in and measure to your neckline right there. So yeah, typically where you want to enter for a cup and handle is in between your 232 and your 382 with your stop loss at your 50. That would have stopped at. However, your 618, it's frustrating because your 618, in between your 618 and your 786 is the second area where you look to enter with your stop loss underneath your 886. So I don't know, not a recommendation to buy. Obviously, you guys make your own decisions, but kind of an interesting area. You know, like price did break above the point of control, coming back down to test it. If it holds, measured move on that bad boy would be about 8% to the upside. So that actually puts you around your 55 EMA, a retest of 2271. We'll see. Yeah, retest of these highs, but it doesn't look overwhelmingly bullish to me. But just looking at the MDR, yeah, we've got a lot of selling volume right here that really isn't able to push price down very high, meaning there's a lot of people buying this up for whatever reason. But it's just good to have that data. It's good to have that data. You can just see the massive spike in buys right there. Starting today, actually. Starting today. Around 1 o'clock in the morning and up until now, and the buys continue to rise up. So pretty interesting. Mithril might be a decent trade right there. Well, let's go over to Bitcoinity. And look at the bid-ask sum. Look at the entire order book. I already know what it's going to look like. 50 price, which is the entire order book by the hour. Bid-ask sum still looks positive, but it's been positive here for quite a while. We do have a rise in bids, which in this case is going to be long positions, people looking to buy on BitMEX. It was trending down here for a while, but now we can actually see that it's just broken above. If you want to do some TA on this, you have a little bit of resistance right here, topping, and you did break above that right here, obviously correlating with the increase in price. And now we've settled down and hopefully finding that as support. So that's actually pretty positive, and you actually look at the number of people looking to sell is actually diminishing. So looking at the bid-ask sum on BitMEX is very congruent. It's #1 volume actually. So this is actually pretty interesting, man. This is the last 30 days too. So starting off what? This is going to be like the 6th and the 7th. Pretty much starting on the 7th. You get this. You get asks rising up. And then I'm sorry, my bad. Where does this really start? Well, you get the break to the upside really on like the 10th, which is fairly congruent with what we've been seeing, guys, with price action. And then again, yeah, you break your bids, break above this area, come back down, hopefully testing this as support, and look at your sells. They're falling off. People looking to sell and short are actually falling off. Interesting. Let's go look at Bitfinex. This is weird, man. There's a lot of weird spoofy stuff going on. You know what, this is indicative of spoofing on the Bitfinex order book. So this is somebody with a huge buy order. And then the reason that you see the bid-ask sum just drop off the face of the planet right there is because they have a massive bid wall up to push price down so they can buy at a lower price. And they just keep taking their order off the books. And when that happens, I mean, it's a massive order. I mean, you have... $58.8 million there. I mean, drops all the way down to almost like 1 million, below 5 million. So that's like a $50 million order that they keep spoofing the books with. So somebody is trying to push the price down by moving that bid wall down and down and down and down and down. That's freaking crazy, dude. All right, let's go look at immediate data. Get an idea of where price is likely to go. On Bitfinex for the within 5% of price, we do see that there are still more buys than asks, and asks are on the rise, as are bids after this nice little pullback right here. So interesting. And BitMEX as well, within 5% of price. So this is what's going to move price immediately, just looking at the last 30 days. Today, we do have buys actually moving down and asks moving up within 5% of price. So what that's telling me is that in the immediate term, things actually do look a little bearish, but not a whole lot of resolution. Overall, the overall order book looks quite bullish, honestly. So midterm, honestly, still feeling quite bullish about BTC. And short term, potentially going to see if we're going to actually break down into this area. Again, that's all congruent with price action, man. Looking at all that data just helps you clarify and hone what the price action is telling you. The price action is quite simple, man. If we hold the support at 34.20, then we're probably going to continue moving upwards. If we break back down, and the next area to test is going to be 3400. If that doesn't hold, then most likely going back down to the bottom of this order book area, which is around 3330. Break down below that, then we're looking to sweep lows, man. And this comes back into play. So nobody get over your skis yet, man. Just calm down and be patient. Expect a pump in the next 4-hour candle until the daily closes, perhaps. Yeah, we should. I mean, we're going to be seeing some action here over the next 4 hours. We always do get action when the daily candle closes. Still feel kind of positive about this. Jibble says it feels very much like when BTC dropped from 9K to 6K. I think there is one more big move downward to the 1.3K range that will cause full-on mayhem. News is a bit too calm for a capitulation. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I don't see any signs of the capitulation yet. This was just a continuation of what we had over here. And I don't know about it could be, man, but again, down to 1.7, 1.8K. I mean, that's the lowest targets right here. Let's go over to the Bitstamp chart. Go to the weekly. Turn on log. Yeah, you got interesting areas here. So you have closed, obviously. Let's pull up that moving average here. So you've got your 200 period simple moving average that price did wick off. We haven't closed below that yet, so that's really our next area of support. That's around that 3160, and that's why I say I've got buys set at 3200 and 3100. The next, I guess, key area of support would be 2938, but I think a break of that psychological area of 3000 is actually probably going to push us down to test this. This is the secondary ascending 88.6 Fibonacci retracement at 2331, and we also have this order block right here between 2938 and 2120. I think these areas most likely would represent the absolute bottom if we do break that 3000 psychological support level. We'll just wait and see what volume does when we get there. It kind of depends on how we get there, what the volume looks like. Again, there doesn't necessarily need to have to be news to usher on the capitulation, but I do agree with you. I think that if we were, I don't think this is capitulation yet. I think that we have further down to go for sure. But whether or not we see a nice little relief rally or a more sustained weekly relief rally here, maybe to retest these areas and fully reject from them on a longer term time basis, would be expected. Not absolutely necessary, but expected. But on the daily time frame, we're just hanging around in this consolidation area between our death block and between our buy block, right? Just hanging out in our order block area. We talked about the
over 9,000.
Oh, Felix, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, man. Highly appreciated. We talked yesterday about the TD9 and talked about the repercussions of that and what we would most likely see. All right, guys, it's 2:01, man. So I got to get going. We've been doing this for a little over 2 hours, and I got to get to do some more charting, man, and update everything. And we'll be back on tomorrow, every day, 11 a.m. guys. So let's talk about the most important thing that you can do today, guys. Point your browsers on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com. Beautiful website. Scott is working hard on updating this as well, guys. Up at the top, it says join trading group. Now it's going to bring you right to our Discord, guys. Join the Cracking Cryptocurrency community, guys. A lot of great free fun chat, man. We do technical analysis. You can talk about your charts. You can talk about your trade setups, participate in the community, and just have some support for trading in this kind of ephemeral, weird market that we all exist in right now, guys. If you guys want to support the show, guys, as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we're live here every morning at 11 a.m. Cracking Cryptocurrency. And smash that thumbs up button, guys, if you like the show, guys. If you would like to support the stream, guys, you can obviously give us a small donation on Patreon or Twitch, or subscribe to us on Twitch, or you can pick up some merch from our Cracking Cryptocurrency merch store. Boom.
It's over 9,000.
Shailes Yadav, thank you so much for joining the community, man. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. Again, I have pointed this out, guys. I have the reports to prove this. If you do,
It's over 9,000.
Ilyas AJ, man, hey, you too, welcome to the community, guys. It is proven, guys, if you do drink your coffee out of the HODL Bitcoin Cracking Cryptocurrency mug, your coffee will taste 95% more tasty, and you will be 80% more attractive to the opposite sex, guys. Yes, I have the studies to prove that. If you would like to join the Cracking Cryptocurrency trading group, then you can check out trading services and see what we have to offer, guys. $79.99 a month get you access to the VIP chat room, the VIP day trading voice chat, the weekly webinars with the Cracking Cryptocurrency trading team to go over trade setup strategies and systems, one-on-one mentorship, as well as access to all our trade setups and signals as well. Let's see here. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free to leave your comments in the section down below, or email us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com. Included within those comments are thoughts, opinions, suggestions, sarcastic remarks, and death threats. As always, guys, we respond to everything, guys. You guys have been wonderful, fantastic. Thank you so much, you wonderful, beautiful people. I hope you guys trade safely and don't do anything crazy out there, guys. As always, guys, make sure you come back with us tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. where we're here, Cracking Cryptocurrency. Peace out.